Hi there, it's Angel. It's time for another episode of Healthy House Calls with Angel. Thank you so much for tuning in. To my wonderful newsletter subscribers, thank you so much for reading my most recent issue of Healthy House Calls with Angel, my newsletter that comes out every Monday and every Wednesday. If you are new to this channel, please take a moment to, first of all, subscribe to that newsletter, healthyhousecallswithangel.com. Comes out twice a week. First on Mondays, which is Monday Mindset Mastery, helps you launch every week with clarity, courage, and confidence. And then again on Wednesday to give you the tips, tools, and strategies that you need to live longer and live better with lifestyle medicine. The Wednesday issue is all about helping you change your life, not just symptoms. Absolutely love both issues myself because it's just a wonderful balance of mindset and action. And everything we do at Siva Health is about bringing mindfulness and compassion for ourselves into action to live longer and live better. So that being said, as I said, if you're new to my channel, get on over to healthyhousecallswithangel.com, opt in for the newsletter so you can join so many other people who are living longer and living better, or working on living longer and living better with lifestyle medicine. I want to jump in today and talk about what was in my recent newsletter on oxidative stress. And again, thank you to my readers who you read all the way down to the final line and then you send me an email and you say, Angel, can you talk a little bit more about this? So I want to jump in today and speak to the concept of oxidative stress. I want to go granular, but I want to go too deep into this because I really want to give you those tips, tools, and strategies that you need. So what is oxidative stress? And you guys know I always have my notes spread out because I want to make sure I cover this information for you. Oxidative stress is a condition in which there's an excessive production of something called free radicals. I know you've heard about free radicals and free radical damage, especially ladies, when we're talking about skin health, men, when we're talking about skin health, free radical damage from the ozone layer. There's free radicals that come from many different sources, but at the end of the day, free radicals are unpaired electrons, basically. Cells that are not functioning at their best because they don't have that pairing of electrons that they're supposed to have. Okay, that really is one of the most simplistic explanations for it without getting too deep into the chemistry. And what happens is, and what's important for you to know, is that when that unpaired situation occurs, when the cell doesn't have what it needs to function properly, it functions improperly. You may have heard, and this is true to know, that excessive production of free radicals occurs when there's more free radical production and oxidative stress than there is antioxidant production. Okay, so we need antioxidating support to mitigate or lessen the effects of free radical damage. I hope that makes sense. So when we talk about antioxidants, we're talking about controlling the effects of free radical damage, both natural that occur through our natural everyday activities, and then unnatural, the things that are brought into our lives through lifestyle, like the ozone layer, like toxins, like chemicals, like pesticides, things like this, okay? The potential targets of free radical damage is very, very significant. And I want to give these to you. The potential targets include the lipid membranes, the fatty membranes of the cell, also the enzymes within the cell. So we need enzymes in our body for cells to function properly and carry out their biological function. If we don't have that proper enzyme activity, cells can go haywire, all right? And that can lead to mutations, that can lead to damage to DNA. DNA is crucial to the cell. So when you have excessive free radical exposure and then oxidative stress, it basically targets all the most important parts of the cell. It's almost like something targeting your engine and targeting your brakes and targeting your transmission, okay? All the most important things of your vehicle, right? So if something was targeting, let's just say, your door handle, maybe it wouldn't matter so much. Or if it was targeting, let's just say, your seat cover, that wouldn't matter so much. But when we have damage to the engine, when we have damage to the brakes, when we have damage to the transmission, the vehicle isn't working the way it's supposed to be working. That's how I want to get you thinking about free radicals and what they are and what we're talking about with oxidative stress. Oxidative stress is just that unrelenting damage from free radicals. Okay, so that really is it in a nutshell. Anytime you hear free radicals and the buildup of free radicals, something should click in your mind to say, oh gosh, this is something I want less of, and what I want more of is antioxidant protection. Okay, you want the water hose to be able to put out the fire. You want those things that help mitigate, lessen, and eliminate oxidative stress and free radicals, because free radicals are not a good thing. All right, so I hope that makes it a little simple. Now I want to get into more of the tips, tools, and strategies that I want you to be keen to as you're preparing for the year and laying out your health and wellness plan for 2025 and beyond. First and foremost, I am a test, don't guess girl. I really am. I really like to know what the body is making, what it's doing, what support it needs, what it's not getting. So first and foremost, what I always recommend is have a really good look at where you are in your own antioxidant profile. You want to get nutritional testing. You want to get macronutrient and micronutrient testing. Maybe want to incorporate a little gut health testing to see what's happening. If there's inflammation in the gut lining, definitely want to get nutritional testing. And you may even want to go a step further than that and get, if you have food allergies or food sensitivities, more food sensitivities, want to see if there's some low-lying inflammation happening based on the foods that you are already eating. Now, some people will say, oh, I know I'm not allergic to such and such. Not really talking about allergies here. I'm talking about food sensitivities, because food sensitivities can trigger low-lying inflammation. I'm going to give you a perfect example, the nightshades. Eggplant, tomatoes, things like this. Some people cannot eat those things, and it's not because they're allergic to it as much as it is there's a sensitivity to it. So first and foremost, tip number one is I want you to start thinking about that functional medicine testing, to start going from functional to optimal, to start really looking at the hidden things, in your in your profiles that, you're not getting checked at your regular physicals. I want to say another thing too that I didn't mention that just came to mind, maybe even some heavy metal testing as well. Maybe want to look at heavy metals. We do these profiles at Siva Health for our coaching clients as well as for our clinical patients and patient population. Want to look at heavy metals. Want to see if you're exposed to any mercury, any lead, any of those kinds of things. If you're driving a car and you're pumping gas, you never know if these things have leached into your skin or things like that. So these are some of the functional medicine testing solutions, options that I'd highly recommend you consider and have a discussion with your healthcare provider about. Of course, if you're here in Maryland or the DC, Maryland, Virginia area, or DC, Maryland area, greater Baltimore region, certainly reach out to us at sivahealthgroup.com to talk about how we can support you in getting that testing. So that is the number one thing I wanted to recommend to you. Number two, you want to be eating a diet that's rich in antioxidants. And I know you've heard about all of this. Fruits, vegetables, nuts, whole grains. I have a new release, the Mind Diet, MIND. You want to get a hold of that I published late last year, 2024. If you don't have that, please do go to my website, click on Build a Better Brain, get access to that guide. I think it's like 20 pages. Gives you every single thing you need to know about building a better brain. But when you build a better brain, you're building a better body, right? So it's a wonderful resource for you to get a hold of, so that you can start understanding what portions of what things you should be eating and incorporating into your diet every day. Okay. Exercising regularly to improve cellular function. We know that exercise movement is so crucial. It's absolutely so crucial. When you're exercising and moving, your big muscles are using glucose. Glucose is being metabolized and utilized throughout the body. So absolutely important for mitigating the effects of free radical damage and combating oxidative stress. Managing stress through, let me say something about diet. You want to be having balanced meals, okay? You want to be making sure that you're having balanced meals. I just brought a little example here, having a little bit of fruit, having a little bit of something to drink, a juice if you can, low in sugar as much as you can. Low-fat milk is in this little kit here that I put together, some breads. You really want to have that good balance on your plate. I talk about this all the time, making certain that, you're prioritizing a balanced plate. When I teach my classes, and I always show this to you guys in every video, you want to make sure that your portions are correct, okay? Because there's nothing like having too much of this, too little of that. And those are the things that I cover in my nutrition classes. I always remind you in those nutrition classes that what you eat, how much you eat, and when you eat matters. Those things matter. So that being said, please do not, in 2025, please do not be skipping meals, especially in the late afternoon when your brain needs this energy, okay? When your body needs this energy, it needs this fuel. So skipping meals is an absolute no-no. It will contribute to and or worsen the effects of oxidative stress, okay? The other thing, managing stress through meditation and deep breathing. I've got another thing, but I'm going to put that separate for you. Meditation and deep breathing. Let me tell you something. Physiologically, when you're breathing deeper, you're helping to activate something called your parasympathetic nervous system. Your parasympathetic nervous system is your relax and release response. Everything in your body relaxes and releases when the parasympathetic nervous system is activated. You would be surprised what 5 minutes of deep breathing will do for your blood pressure, for your heart rate, for your mental health, oxygenating your brain and every tissue in your body. Here again, it's another thing that we teach here at Siva Health and have classes and one-to-one sessions in. I teach Heart Math. Heart Math is a wonderful, wonderful program for lowering, for reducing stress. Let me just say that, reducing mental stress. It's breath work practice, but there's specific breath work practices and different ways of breathing, practicing your breathing so that you can achieve other different types of outcomes. So different breathing techniques for, going to sleep, breathing techniques for before you're going into a meeting, let's just say, or before you're going to have a difficult conversation. Heart Math is my number one go-to in my practice for everyone, not just my mental health clients. Heart Math is good for every single person. It's non-invasive, comes with a lot of different techniques and strategies that you learn when we work together with this. But again, lowering your blood pressure, lowering your heart rate, giving your brain that good, fresh oxygen through meditation, mindfulness practices, through breathing practices is good medicine. Helps to mitigate the effects, combat the effects of oxidative stress, because high blood pressure, unchecked and unregulated, high numbers are never a good thing for our brain or any blood vessel in the body. Head to toe, we definitely need to be keeping these pressures down. And so that's another tool. So if you've not used Heart Math, if you've not learned Heart Math with me in my clinical or coaching practice, and if it's something you're interested in, definitely reach out to me. We can get on a complimentary call to talk about what technology you'll need and what the program is all about. The thing I was going to add on to that was adequate sleep. Sleep is medicine, okay? We have sleep medicine specialists in healthcare. That's what they're called, sleep medicine specialists, okay? Sleep is when your body clears out all the debris. Your brain clears out the debris. Your body is healing itself when you are sleeping. If you're skipping out on sleep, you're skipping out on the opportunity for your body to heal itself. Okay, that's when hormones are getting regulated, those hunger hormones, those satiety hormones, thyroid hormone, your melatonin in your brain, that's a hormone. Circadian rhythms are getting reset. Sleep is good medicine. Nothing can go 24 hours a day. Even your computer has to be shut down. Your phone has to be shut down. You know when your phone just really needs to be turned off and reset. If your phone, which is an inanimate object, needs to have that opportunity, just imagine what your brain needs. Just imagine your brain, which is the most important thing in your whole body. Just imagine what downtime your brain needs from all this processing all day long. This burning the midnight oil and burning both, the candle at both ends, that is a thing of the past. People who want to live longer and live better know that cutoff has to happen. Not even just the daily cutoff, but the weekly cutoff, the monthly cutoff. We've got to have, systems in place that allow us to turn off and turn down. If sleep regulation is something you're not tuned into, in 2025, I want you to make that top on your list of priorities. If you need a sleep study, if you're snoring, if you're just waking up and not feeling rested, you want to talk to your primary care about that. And you really want to investigate what's happening, because if you're not sleeping well, you're missing out on some serious innate medicine that's already within your body, healing that is possible within your body that you don't have access to, all because you're skipping out on sleep, all because this thing here feels more important than your sleep. That thing there feels more important than your sleep. Okay, that's another episode, but that's what I wanted to share with you. Sleep. Okay, the obvious things: avoiding smoking, avoiding excessive alcohol consumption. I know there's a recent study about alcohol that came out by the Surgeon General. I'll leave you to read that for yourself. Wine for me is still very, a thing that I still enjoy. Wine in moderation is something that I still enjoy just because of its resveratrol and antioxidant benefits. That's another conversation. But do avail yourself to the study that came out, or the report that came out by the Surgeon General recently, our previous Surgeon General who served under the previous administration. Have a look at what he had to say about excessive alcohol usage, okay? Last thing, protecting your skin from excessive sun exposure, definitely something you want to be doing. Even now in the winter months, people always say, oh, Angel, I use all my sunblock in the summers and stuff. Does the sun stop shining in the winter? I don't think so. It's sunny outside today. You can see this sun. You still need to be protecting your skin from harmful UV rays and whatnot, even in the winter. Okay, moisturizing the skin is so important. Staying hydrated. Okay, guys, another guide that I put out mid-year in 2024 is my hydration guide. For those of you who say, oh my gosh, Angel, I don't like the taste of water. Oh my gosh, I can't. I published a wonderful hydration guide. A couple of you, well, lots of you purchased that. Thank you so much. I hope you're enjoying it. Ways to improve your hydration. If you don't like the taste of regular water, there are ways to solve that problem. It's my hydration guide. So again, get on my website, or if you can't find it there, I'll drop it in the comments below and you'll just have the direct link to that. Okay. So there's so many tools here at Siva Health. There's so much here at Siva Health that we share with you on a regular basis in the newsletter, Healthy House Calls with Angel.com. Last thing I want to say is about supplementation, because I know you're thinking it and I want to just share. You know what I started with? I started by saying to you, I'm a test, don't guess girl. Okay. I'm never going to be the one to tell you to rush out and, buy this supplement, that supplement, which one's better, which one's worse. We do customized supplementation at Siva Health because I really do believe that every individual is an individual. Okay. So what one person can benefit from, another person may not. I have my list of preferred provider only professional grade supplements. So when you're a part of my practice, when you're signed up for my newsletter, I give you access to my own, let's just say my own protocols. Okay, so if you want a sneak peek at some of my sleep protocols or antioxidant protocols, you can access that when you're a subscriber to the newsletter, definitely when you're a patient in the practice, and also when you're a coaching client of mine, or when you join Siva VIP. If you're connected to Siva Health in any way, and you've been with us for a while, you know that I am all about quality supplementation. I'm not about just rushing out, buying anything, chasing the biggest thing that's trending. I'm just not wired like that. I really root down and ground in evidence-based quality supplements that have been third-party tested, that have good reputation behind them. I also look at the brand itself. I really do align myself with brands that sincerely and consistently focus on patient education. Quality brands that focus on education, because education is power. When you know better, you do better. Okay, so if you want to avail yourself to that, again, use my my link, my Calendly link that's on my website. If you want to talk about that, you can always book a complimentary Get Back on Track session. Those of you who subscribe to the newsletter, you know every issue, there's a link right in there. I want to get back on track. That invitation is always open to you. Always, always, always. Because we are about what we say we're about here at Siva Health. We want to help you live longer and live better. We want to help you change your life, not just your symptoms. Okay, we don't want you chasing symptoms. We want to help you change your life and lifestyle for the better. So I hope this episode here on oxidative stress has been helpful. We covered quite a bit. And anything that you have questions on, please do use our contact us link on the website to say, hey, Angel, or post a comment. Post a comment below and let us know what you think about this video, if it's helpful for you, or if you have a question. I always read the questions and I do my best to respond every single time. Okay, so don't forget to like this video. Just click on that little like button, and don't forget to subscribe, because that way you'll get the notifications about when new videos have come out. And last but not least, make sure you're subscribing to my newsletter. You're going to get lots of updates of what's happening at Siva Health and the Siva Institute, where we put mindfulness and compassion in action to help you live longer and live better. All right? Be well, be good to yourself. Never, ever, ever, ever be afraid to be amazing. Take good care, and I'll see you next time at your next Healthy House Call with Angel. Bye-bye.